Until about 30 years ago, we just didn't know if the formation of stars also produces planets around those stars. And starting 30 years ago, notably in 1995, there was what was accepted as the first discovery of an exoplanet, for which the Nobel Prize was given in 2019. When we go and look for planets, we are asking very broad questions. What kind of planets? Big ones, small ones, gaseous planets, water worlds, rocky worlds? How is it like around other stars? Detecting a planet like Earth, what we call terrestrial or rocky planet, is very, very difficult. So it's much smaller and it's very faint, it's non-luminous. Earth, for example, does not emit its own light. It only reflects the sunlight. The smaller they are, the more difficult they are to detect. And also Earth in the solar system is orbiting, once every 365 days. So we are working with transiting planets. Its transit is when the planet moves across the star. And it creates a small dip in the light coming from the star because the planet is small, the star is big. The transit is what we call, it's a detection technique. So the trick is to look at many, many stars simultaneously, and then just look at the data for these small periodic dips. We started to discover many, many of these transiting planets that are now in the hundreds or even thousands. And in the last 15 or 20 years, that technique has bloomed. The advantage of this technique, at the time of discovery, you immediately know the size of the planet. So you detect a planet and you know its size without ever seeing that planet. No photons are coming from the planet, at least for this discovery. And of course, you know the orbital period. Once we figured out the technical details, it became a very, very effective discovery technique of exoplanets. So right now I'm working on a catalog to find the actual times of transit for all the transits, for all the planets and planet candidates that we have. So it's a big catalog, it's like a big data kind of analysis. The transit technique will continue to evolve. We can say with very strong confidence, backed up by many, many studies by different groups using different data sets, that in principle, the planetary phenomena is common in the universe. It happens all over the place, almost around every star you can see and all the stars you can't see with your eyes. That is huge.